I'm seeing two perhaps parallels here in the discussion about the SAP, which is the Statement of Administration Policy. Isn't it really boiling down to there was one train here that was saying that the administration opposed this, and then really when the recognition takes place, this would make the president look tough on crime, that the wheels stopped, and now you have a new position. Isn't that really what happened here?
What I can tell you what happened is that there was no change of heart. Yes, in the language, I just read it read it again as Weija was asking her question. There was the word oppose, but we never indicated, which is not unusual. It is not unusual for the SAP for the president to not indicate if he will veto or if he will sign. It is not unusual to do that. Now that we know that it's going to come to his desk, we're communicating that very clearly. The president communicated that with all of you yesterday. And so now we have made a decision on where we're going to go with this particular piece of legislation.
Because, those of us who cover this read these things all the time. The general public may not even know what we're talking about here.
No,
but it seems like
pretty sure they're not.
There was a bureaucratic push in one direction on this, and then when it reached a certain point, and crime is a big issue in America in certain cities. We saw it reflected in the election in Chicago. We know it's a concern. It's been a concern in the city that many of us live in here. And then boom, the president has to make a decision, and he's going a different direction than the administration set up. Isn't it really just that simple?
I wouldn't say it's that simple. First of all, let me just step back for a second. This is, when you look at crime and the rise of crime over the last couple of years, this is something that the president inherited, and he took action, right, with Safer America plan and making sure that he did everything that he can using the tools that he has in federal government to put forth a plan that will keep communities safe. I talked about the 100,000 cops to put them in communities, working with communities to make sure communities feel safe. And that's not just that. There's the COPS program, right? And we're going to see from the president's budget how his commitment to that, to his commitment to cops. What we are seeing is we saw D.C. Council put forth a piece of legislation. They're not a state. They went through their processes, right? They went through their mechanics. It ended up in Congress. We put out a SAP saying, yes, we oppose it, but also we support D.C. statehood. That's what it says in our SAP. But we never indicated from that where the president was going to go, because we were also letting that process play out in Congress. Now that we know that it's coming to the desk of the president, we're communicating where the president stands on this piece of the DC crime bill, this piece of legislation.
The other sharp turn